Bro, he was going through a redemption arc. Like Logan Paul, think about it. Like he was doing all good things, but then he came back to his fucking scummy ways, to fucking scamming him
I
like
don't think he ever
people
left,
millions of
man.
dollars. Huh?
I don't think he ever left that phase.
I don't know. I feel like he was going through a
Think about
redemption
it.
arc, but
Everything that he had done had been in the service of his own image. He
That is true.
he pretty much lived and died under his own brand, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is when you combine it with everything else. He was a pretty textbook classic narcissist, and so was his brother.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue, obviously, and I think it's very easy to argue without any resistance from even Logan Paul, that he went through that whole redemption arc to save his career. I think that's very clear.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
when you post a body of a guy fucking hanging in a forest, and then you publish it, because of course he had to have seen it and then decided, yes, this is good for YouTube.
yeah, and you could argue all that, which I think is fair. But I think where Logan Paul cannot escape this argument is that he scammed his fans.
Yeah,
Covyzilla actually interviewed a lot of people, and some of these people lost like $500,000, which is it's mind blowing to hear that. But you could understand why people would assume, right?
mm-hmm.
Would assume with the situation. Logan Paul, he went through this redemption arc. They think he's a trustable figure now. All is well and swell, and he does this to them. I mean,
Right.
it's really bad. In my opinion, it's worse than if a regular influencer just took advantage of their fans, because in this
Right.
situation, he used the redemption arc as something in his favor.
He used the goodwill of his fans who had really, stuck out for him when frankly nobody else would. And he used that goodwill and he abused it.
Yeah, it's
Um
even worse.
I will say, this makes the suicide video look like nothing morally. Cuz when you think about it realistically, the reason why that video was so bad was because it was incredibly disrespectful, and it just showed how shallow and vain his content was. All of that was fixable, all of that was redeemable, but the problem is he didn't. He didn't change his personality, he didn't change his approach to content creation, he didn't change who he really surrounded himself with, he didn't really change anything. He just
I feel like
made
he
it
did
look like he
change
did.
who he's trying to
No.
with.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause look,
yeah,
his
he
cameraman, his
started
editor,
that
different.
he started that podcast, I guess, with his beard. But think about it like this. Even after the pointless beef between him and Jake and KSI, that one still stuck, but that's. And then the Suicide Forest video. Even after that, he was still doing stupid shit. Like, remember the boxing matches? What was
I
that?
think
What was the boxing matches that he
What do you mean?
charged people to watch?
What? But that's all it was before.
to
What?
be fair, I'll give him leniency on the boxing matches because I do understand why they were charged. Um, what I do think is even well, I didn't mention this in the CoffeeZilla thing, but he actually made a previous token to Zoo token. It was called like Dink Doink. All right. And he basically rugged that project as well with his fans, but he blamed it on something. I forgot what it was. He was like, "Oh, it's the developers. This is not the true me. Just wait, I'm gonna launch another project." And then he used that like failure to also catapult CryptoZoo, which is kind of like even more shitty. Um, but yeah, you know,
He's stacking failure upon failure like a Jenga set.
yeah, and I think a lot of the horrible parts, the aspects of the CryptoZoo project as well was use the credibility of he's also sinking in his own money,
Yeah.
but that's not entirely the same as a kid investing, I don't know, their life savings in this project. Because Logan Paul investing $1 million is not the same as a kid investing their life savings. It's just not. Logan Paul is a multimillionaire. He could probably tank it and be fine the next day.
But to be fair, it was still $1 million, and that should be, you
No,
know.
yeah, it is. It is a lot of money,
He
but
very clearly did take a risk with the rug pull, but that doesn't make the rug pull any more moral.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness.